decided to make these things, and they're really small little kits. And then Kotobukiya picked them up, and I think they're much larger, the ones that we got now. But I think those are the original ones. So we're in Logan Airport in Boston. It's like, I don't know, 9 p.m. or something. I guess this is a good time as any to kind of start things off, I guess. We're heading down to Old Dominion Open in Richmond, Virginia. We were supposed to hit like a 4:45 flight or something today, but yesterday they canceled it in anticipation of the snow. Caught at 9:50. We're currently delayed till like midnight. Hopefully it doesn't end up being any later than that. Hopefully they can pull that back in a bit because it's going to be a late night. And yeah, hopefully things go well because I already feel like my eyes can't focus and it's only 9 o'clock, so this is going to be bad.
C34?
31, 33, so 34 is back.
Oh, okay. Let's get this.
Okay, yeah, we should get these answers in Google. Oh, really? Like, you want me to leave security, bring all my bags, go see a movie, hope the flight doesn't get changed again earlier or something, and then come all the way back through security again? In Boston? So it is Saturday morning, I think, like 8:40 or something like that. Last night was horrible. So we got jerked around. It was, I think, we had like a 12-something departure time. They pushed it back to just after 9:50, which was when it was originally scheduled to fly, and then they kept pushing it back. Apparently, they needed a plane and a crew. They got the plane relatively quickly, which is why they moved the time forward, but apparently they didn't realize they didn't have a crew, and after like, I don't know, 3 separate attempts or something, maybe it was only 2, they finally got the pilots they needed to get us down here, and I think we were in the air maybe like 2 a.m. or something ridiculous like that. I think we boarded around 1-ish, and ended up making it down. Of course, the rental car agency here in Richmond was closed at like 11 or something, supposedly because we put our flight in, they would wait, but apparently they didn't want to wait till 4 in the morning. I don't know if I blame them. Tried getting an Uber, that didn't work. Apparently Richmond needs more Uber drivers if you're looking for something to do late at night. And then we ended up trying to call a cab. The reservation for that didn't work because we didn't reserve ahead of time. Whoops. And then we got lucky and found a cab there before giving up on trying to just walk it because we were only like 1.6 miles away or something like that. So we got here, I don't know, 4:35, something like that. So we got maybe a little bit of sleep last night, not anywhere near as much as I would have liked. And now time to go get the car and then figure out what to do from there.
Take the next right onto RIR Gate 2.
One of these over here. I think it's like this
In
building
800
here.
feet, make a U-turn at Richmond Henrico Turnpike. Make a U-turn at Richmond Henrico Turnpike.
It's here.
Train or model show?
Model show.
Okay, you're going to go right in this gravel lot to the right.
Okay, thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I think that's probably
Hopefully all my stuff's in order.
The other admissions will be flagged, and that's taken over that
Okay.
table over there. And you know to fold
Yeah,
down
yeah,
the blind
yeah,
area.
I saw that guy on the Facebook the other day.
Yeah. So we need to pay for you over here. I need general admission for her.
For her,
Yeah.
you don't want general admission. That just sounds just too plain.
Yeah. I think they're worried. So like when we did GraniteCon back in was like October or whatever, it was like a similar thing. I think there were more people, or maybe about average, but everybody had like 2 years worth of stuff built up, so there were like way more models on the table.
Yeah, it's like I have a couple things. It's like I could have get that finished, but word, you want me to be a judge so I don't have any pressure to actually get something done?
That's what I was at first. I was like, oh wait, I don't have to stress anymore.
Yeah.
Let's go now.
Yeah.
I know who you are
Yeah.
from Mega Warehouse, yes?
That is true. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Quentin. And
Nice to meet you,
hey,
Quentin.
Thank you so much, man. It's so
No-
tough.
no
like,
problem.
Having any type of store, especially with model kits, anything nowadays with the whole plastic shortage. So just thank you.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
this is really kind of like my first year, really like hitting Gundam super hard. But
Yeah.
hey, thanks for doing what you do,
No,
man.
thank you for
I
the thank
recognize
you.
you. And I also seen the Facebook video. See, I was like, oh, that's super dope. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll like bump into him.
Yeah. Do you want like a pin or a patch or
Yes,
sticker or something?
With all my heart and soul. You don't have to have a table or a booth or anything. Do
I don't
you?
have a booth.
Hey, thank you for donating too.
Yeah, no problem.
The selection over there is
Yeah,
top
so I got
tier.
I think Bluefin donated a ton of stuff too.
Yeah, I seen. I've been checking out like the ODO's website.
Yeah.
Top tier.
I saw their thing and I was like, oh man,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the small dog this
I
time.
go
I
to the
can't.
Hobby Town in Newport News. Like I know you're not from here, but
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
gonna fucking freak. Like,
Yeah.
But I tell them this is so tight.
Yeah. So I got some patches, some
anyone
pins, I
that
got
I can have
stickers,
this.
whatever your pick,
I
man.
have the blue one.
Sure.
Oh my god, this is just. Hey, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm so happy. It's a nice pleasure to meet
Nice
you.
meeting you, Quinn. Want a patch or pin or sticker or something?
Yeah, I'd love to get a magnet.
So I got.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No problem.
What an honor. This is Mega Warehouse. I'm nervous right now.
Don't be nervous, man. I should be nervous. I don't know if anyone's ever said it's an honor to me. Like, I feel like I'm more important than I am.
It's my first year coming here.
Yeah, cool.
Not even a year into the hobby.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you bring any bills?
No, it's the first time. I want to
No
see
problem.
how things are first.
See, if you're like me, last time I didn't bring anything, and I was like, oh man, I gotta go build stuff. I gotta paint stuff and get
Maybe
deeper
next
into
year,
it.
though.
Yeah, definitely.
What an honor, sir.
Yeah, cool. Do you want a patch or pin
I'll
or
take anything.
stick? Pocket lint I got. Yeah. So I got the blue patches. I got the pins. I think I still have a few subdued patches left. I got stickers. All sorts of good stuff. Let's see what I got. I have too many options. I gotta figure out what I got here. So I got patches, pins, stickers.
Can I take one of these?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
You kind of probably get a feel on the business side what kits you probably would sell. It look like a lot of people get that UC, man. I know UC probably.
Maybe
You
it-
gotta think about it's the most popular. It's the most popular one. It's the main franchise. So
It's honestly so hard. Like we've had to try to figure out how to figure out what people buy and how much we need to get, and it's a crapshoot. Because a kit will go gangbusters one day, 1 week, we'll sell, sell out of,
Gundam wing kits.
50 or 100 of them in a day, and then the same kit will show up 2 months later, and they'll trickle. So over here, there's a tan Leo, Desert Leo with the Dober gun. So I got that one. I think in this category, I think up front there's a Zeta, painted in Zeta Plus test type colors, the white and orange Zeta.
Oh.
The little SD.
Oh, the FC. Oh, okay, yeah.
That one was kind of rough because it's an older SD, so it required a decent amount of work to get it there. It's an okay kit. It's not a bad one by any means, but
Do you have a favorite kit?
Probably like the master grade heavy arms. But I don't have like one of those painted. I've got a couple unpainted and a couple in the box to do something with down the road when I haven't done any painting on like master grades because I want to get my process down before I go to the bigger, more complex stuff. And then I also have a white Alto ground type in the corner there with the tracks.
You asked me what were my favorites. I guess I should have said that my favorites, but like, what are your favorites? I really love your Leo, by the way. Like, I didn't really answer. I really love that Leo. I love a Leo anyway, but the colors on that are really like, it's kind of like an Arctic color.
That's what I was going to ask you. So looking at those builds, what advice would you give me? Because I would love advice from somebody in person who's not going to
Crap,
bullshit
do I got to
me
do that on camera?
and bullshit me and say, yeah. And just keep in mind your sponsor. No, hopefully you'd actually. I feel like when I ask people at ODO,
take the gold. It's gonna take. You've done everything perfect. It's
I feel
great.
like I ask people at the Granite Con, and the answer I always get is like, yeah, it's good, and it's like I want you to just tell me what I can actually do better. Like what would you do better or suggest?
My biggest suggestion would be to look at this chipping.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get as beat and banged on stuff. Oh, did I cut it off? Whoops. Oh, what did you miss? I can restart. I remember what I was saying.
Yeah, just wait for start.
Okay. So
Do it all again.
it's a really solid build. I really like it. My biggest suggestion would be to like pay attention to the scale of the weathering.
Yeah.
Because the bigger, the taller a machine like this would be, it's going to get a little less like on the head. Or like if it fell, 100% makes sense. It's a little uniform, like all the way across the chest. There's a lot of weathering all along both sides of the thighs. There's a little bit too much chipping. It would wear on one side or maybe the other, depending on what hits it. And that's just part of the story it's telling. So like, to think about that kind of thing.
Right.
What kind of story? Like the weathering on the shield, I love that. It's got just that little bit of chipping right on the rim, like maybe he beat something or like he pushed something out of the way or took a shell or something. But other than that, it's really nice. You have a really good paint tone all the way through. I have a hard time getting that like solid paint.
Yeah.
That's really nice. The colors you chose are superb. The decal placement's really nice. They're not too heavy. They're not too light. You got some nice like the little blue inside the thruster. Right. That's like a nice little accent pop. I love that. Cool. Good job. I like it. No, I do. It's a really good build. The flat coat on it smooths everything else really nice. But yeah, I would just pay attention to like the chipping and how heavy it gets. Sure. But okay, am I fired now?
Something I should like grab Santana for? I'll show me.
I'm just gonna show you my Mark V custom that I started working on actually most recently, and honestly the thing I started on about a year ago when I was first getting in the customization, which is for some reason I chose Sotheby versus any other smaller HG or anything kit. So.
Yeah.
But no, this is largely what I like to get into.
What's like the end goal in here?
So-
Because you said this is a work in progress, right?
Usually
like,
it's a concept I'm going off of.
yeah.
For this, it was pretty much like a beetle.
okay.
I was gonna, so it actually goes into a giant diorama.
I see it. It's got kind of like
So the diorama is kind of like supposed to be this like Edo style, like Japan type motif, and I was pretty much just gonna create like, I know beetles are a big thing. I was gonna create the new Gundam and the Sazabi as beetles, and just have fun with that as he shoots out a barrage of missiles from some backpack pieces I have to add on.
I should have my turnstiles.
Yeah, I don't know if it would it hold, but so far since coming here, I've actually gotten a bit more inspiration to just kind of honestly shorten off this bit and create a little bit more of a compacted version of it, of the backpack. Because I actually had finished up building the wings, building everything out that I needed.
Yeah.
I just decided on trying to redo some things because it's a chance to kind of, I don't know, rework it, do something more interesting. I think, the newer builds, I've been doing more intricate stuff.
Yeah.
So again, this took me maybe 2 to 3 days, working on everything here, sparsely. And I was just like, Mark V.
It's crazy. He just does it.
2 or 3 days, just do a little bit here, a little bit there. Yeah.
It's like that was before going on the tour with the band that I'm staying with. So I was like, since if this goes anywhere, it's like Asylum 213, okay, Asylum 213, so it's like, no, pretty much went out, pretty much worked on it a bit before I went on tour with them, and then worked a bit on it when I got back. But pretty much anything from the attachment points and a little bit of the details on here are kind of new for the day, new for the past 2 days, and the head. I did the head yesterday.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's really good.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. If you can tell, I'm inspired by those overseas builders that do a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's really, if you can do it or if you're interested in doing it, that's awesome. I think scratch building stuff and build on stuff. I wish I could do more of it. One of these days, I'll get enough time to actually be able to invest the time to do it. But the idea of doing a couple hours here and then waiting a couple weeks and then a couple hours there. I need to see progress.
That's kind of what slows you down. I will say that. That's kind of what got me.
Yeah.
This is one of 7 work in progress builds, which is the bad part. It's the bigger one is actually a Nightingale custom using the Sazabi Verka inner frame.
Yeah.
Most of the outer bits, and then a large portion of the Re 100 Nightingale, and what is it, the Black Widow plane.
Okay.
As pretty much adding the rotors and the cockpit and the sub gun, the small gun on the back. So pretty much just it looks like this but less compacted.
Sure.
But also just more more stuff going on.
Yeah. So when you put these little details on, how do you space these?
I won't lie to you. That's the issue. Is I'm not gonna lie. I draw.
Yeah.
I do a lot of drawing. I do a bit of painting, and I'm not gonna lie. I eyeball everything.
Okay.
I have not measured a damn, and
I couldn't get that close eyeballing it. There might be a way to get it.
You got to turn on your binocular visions. You got to turn those on.
Yeah. There's the whole gunpla is freedom statement, and it really is kind of true, right? You can do anything you want with it.
That is?
Huh?
You know how ironic that is for the actual what the show's about.
Yeah.
It's that's ironic.
Yeah. I feel like it's my motto because it was my freedom because I was an engineer and I was hating it. I was so burnt out at doing what I was doing, and I was just okay, cool. I'm gonna go start a gunpla shop.
I mean, I'll be honest. Is there anything that you could any critique that you actually could give me at this point? Or would that mostly be something, I guess, that would have to be held off until it's finished anyway?
So I could give you critique, and I'm more than happy to, and I can and will. Just keep it in line with a grain of salt.
Yes.
I have never done anything like this, and I don't think if I were to try this tomorrow, if I had a whole day and everything was working for me, I couldn't reproduce that work anywhere near as good. So really, you should be giving me critiques on stuff like this.
Okay.
The only thing that I would say looking at this is some of those things that maybe you eyeballed, for example, like those things going around, trying to figure out a mechanical way to ensure the symmetry rather than eyeballing it might help just because I couldn't make it that neat. It probably could be neater because they always could be. and that might be like thinking from a manufacturing standpoint from when I was an engineer, is, you know, if we were trying to make something consistent, we wouldn't trust anyone to eyeball it. You would figure out a fixture to make sure it happened. And I don't know, I couldn't tell you how you would do that for that. Maybe
I'm not gonna lie, a set of calipers or like a little.
Yeah, or just using cutting a piece of plot plate to represent the space so you could hold it in place and then set the other one in place or something. Like that kind of stuff might help. But I've never done it, so I couldn't tell you if it would work.
Are you this guy?
I am that guy.
Where's your station?
We don't have a booth. Yeah, I'm just here to talk here. Everything's online.
As I was sitting here going, let me check out the Gundam stuff before I buy tanks.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Gundam stuff here, I think, for the vendors. I give you, do you want like a patch or a pin?
Sure.
And I give you a card too if you want, but we do everything online. The we're based in New Hampshire, right? So we're not super close, and the whole sales tax thing, I don't even want to pretend to figure that out. So we got patches, we got some pins, I got stickers. Which would you prefer, blue or the subdued?
Subdued.
Cool. Here you go. Get your card too if you want.
Thank you.
But if you do see any Gundam stuff here, most likely your prices are way better. As you probably figured out.
It's like, oh, it's gonna be here. Maybe I can find a rare kit.
Yeah, we don't. Unfortunately, we don't have a ton of like rare stuff, just because like anything that's rare that people really want flies off the shelf. Is probably pretty obvious if you've been trying to buy anything lately. It's
I
hard.
just found me a Virtue. I'm just sitting here going, wow, I found it here in America. And as soon as I grab one, the rest of them sold out.
Yeah, they've been around. Our Virtue shipment is supposed to arrive, I'm guessing, Tuesday.
Right.
So we'll have them up on Tuesday, or up on Friday that week, if we get them all checked in time and everything happens. Okay, cool. We're recording, you got audio, we're good. So the day is over, I'm exhausted. I'm not sure too much what else to say. There were incredible builds. All the Gundam categories were like deeply stacked. I'm pretty sure the rest of the show was too. I just don't really know what I'm looking at for those. But there were a ton of great builds. Ton of great people. I had a ton of great conversations, and I'm looking forward to getting that all together in this vlog or in some of these interviews going forward. And I guess I'll leave it at that for now.
Head north on Richard E. Byrd Terminal Drive.
All right, we're driving through here. Thankfully, this is like a tiny airport.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Clarkson Road.
Yeah, it'd probably be good before we go through security. Yeah. What is this? Cool. Well, we're back in Boston. Just landed. It's a great show yesterday. Even wasn't too late. I don't know what else do I want to say. I think the one thing that I was thinking about a lot, kind of afterwards, especially now that my head's a little clearer with a little more rest, is just. I really enjoy coming out to these things. I like seeing people, and it was in a lot of ways humbling this time. Last time I went out, met a lot of people. Some people recognized me, but obviously 2 years, it's like snapshots in time. 2 years ago, the business was in a way different place, and it's kind of crazy being, 2 years in the future, reflecting on that change, you know, people coming up and being like almost starstruck, which is weird because I'm just a person and I'm not used to being on that end of things, and it's cool. And I really appreciate a lot of the kind words people said. I think it reinforces that we're doing the right stuff, and it's always kind of good to get those connections, because you can see the stuff online, you have these conversations online, but talking to somebody face to face is completely different.
And I know the guys that are selling Gundams and gunpla and all that, they're not in the business of selling model kits like Nick. So Nick is the only like site company that I've seen that come out, Mega Warehouse come out and boots on the ground and get out and they can get out here and mingle with us, mingle with the consumer.
You guys are doing extraordinary things. Like, keep up what you're doing. Like, your customer service is fantastic.
Thank you.
Like, I know that it's not easy right now with the supply chain stuff.
Right.
I'm glad you guys have been able to thrive. It seems like obviously you're adding employees. Like,
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're
keep
trying.
up the great work.
We figured doing it right is like the right thing's always the right
Exactly.
thing. So, overall worthwhile trip. I think we paid for it in the front end with the travel, and I'm really looking forward to sleeping in my own bed tonight. But yeah, I think it was worth it in the end, and hopefully this vlog was entertaining and informative or something valuable.